D509 in the no transfer signing room. Chris is in that room. Hello, Chris. How are you doing today?
Hello, transfer room. Yeah, and hello everybody. Thank you for listening. It's Crisandro, of course. If you have an issue with that accent, take it up with my main man, Shubes there. But yeah, it's been about 509 days since the last official first team transfer. I guess you can look at it that way, because we have signed a couple of younger players in the meantime. I know we've got 2 signings already this season. But yeah, it's an interesting time of year. This, for Spurs fans, or for most Spurs fans, I should say. Physically and visibly waiting by their phones and computers and everything to see if anyone's coming in through those doors, or can't say those gates at White Hart Lane, because they don't exist anymore, do they? But you know what I mean. But yeah, interesting. I mean, I suppose I can talk about the players that I've heard that should be coming. Should I? Or
well, I've actually tried to. Apparently, do you know what? It's incredible. If you go to Ladbrokes and ask for a bet when the Spurs will sign someone, they'll accuse you of being an insider and refuse to take a bet.
Of course, because if you go up and ask them like that, and of course they're going to think that you know something.
But I don't know anything though. That's the whole point. Anyone who's listened to any of our rants clearly knows I know nothing. Literally. Like, I don't know. I know nothing. Mr. Foster, you're not here. I know nothing.
So from the northeast accent to the Italian one, it's going quite well.
Yeah, even though
American, I should say.
Or Spanish, even though Andrew Sexton was actually German, but still.
No.
But yeah.
Oh, it's going well.
But no, it's no, because here's the thing. I think today Argentina play, I think Qatar,
Qatar, yep, in the South American Championships, of course.
Yeah, the
big South American side.
Yes, I did find out. Well, look, if you can have Australia in the Eurovision, then I think you got Qatar in Copa America, okay?
Of course, yeah, it all makes sense.
Okay, so no, but that excusing that bit aside, no, I think what'll happen is we're going to see, if we do sign players, I do think because there's been so much pressure on, on us signing a player or having not signed a player, to be the first person to be holding that Spurs scarf, I think it will be more likely. I'm not saying they're just waiting for this, because obviously, but I think
they are.
But I think what they'll do is, I think it's easier to announce 2 players, or if you can. Yeah, I just think you know what. I think it fits in with the sense of humour of that Spurs tend to have. You wait along all day, all the time for a signing, and 2 come along at once. I think the fact that Ryan Sessegnon, I think England under 21s, that they can't progress anymore.
Yep, bombed out with some really, really poor performances.
It was strange. And Wan-Bissaka Wan-Bissaka had it. I thought he was unlucky, but Ryan Sessegnon, I had to check whether he was playing against France.
So you're having the same thought that I am, that he's a bit anonymous this season. Well, say the season has ended now, but he has not had a very good, how many months? 11 months, I guess?
Well,
that way?
I look at him as how old is he? 18, 19-year-old kid?
19 now.
19-year-old. He's a 19-year-old kid. He was in a team that essentially when, I don't know, well, apparently, I would never say this, but I think the Fulham director of football, or person who does the signings, doesn't know what he's doing. He's clearly well qualified, and the fact that he's related to the owner has nothing to do with why he's in the job. Clearly, I think if you look at all the teams that came up, they all have an identity of sorts. Mm-hmm. All the managers, they have a clear vision that this is what we do, and the clubs work with them on that. So I think is it Dean Farkas, the guy at Norwich City, definitely Chris Wilder at Sheffield United. Definitely, if you look at his clubs when he was at Brentford for a little bit.
He was, yeah.
And I think his team played a certain way. I think Dean Smith, when his teams definitely play a certain way, and they have a clear vision, a clear philosophy. Whereas I think under, I don't know, I can't pronounce his name.
Slavica Jokanovic.
Yes. See, it took you a couple of days, didn't it? Basically, they had an identity, and for whatever reason, they threw away their identity.
And to defend at all costs, I guess, against. They weren't brave. Yeah.
And they just decided, they signed players, they just didn't fit, and then they ended up having 3 managers in one season, which is what happened the season they got relegated. I remember it was who was it? It was Martin Jol. Then it was some guy from Man United. I forgot his name. Some Dutch manager, and then it was Felix Magath, who had that interesting story about
Magath. I forgot all about him.
So it was absolutely bizarre. And, it was clearly Fulham isn't this guy's main interest. He obviously American football. That's how he makes his money. And apparently, I know someone that actually knows him pretty well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had no idea. He was actually apparently the guy knows him pretty well. But
ask him if that moustache is real.
Pardon?
Ask him if that moustache is real. I really
apparently it is very, very real. It is very, very real. Yeah, but here's the thing. So I think I don't want to say it's all him because I think Wan-Bissaka's had a very good season with Palace, and I think first of all, a lot of those players, it's a bit of a hodgepodge. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And secondly, I don't know if you look at at Palace, he has a clear identity. Give the ball to Wilfried Zaha.
That's enough much of an identity. That's more of a necessity, I'll say. Or the other evidence they have is Luka Milivojevic take a penalty. That's the other. But I'm just saying that there's a clear defined roles there. But I just thought that Sessegnon, he was invisible, anonymous. But I think if he goes to a club, I don't think he's going to start. I don't see him starting for a long, long time. Realistically, not in the league, not in the Champions League. Have to go to speed, the same way that Lucas Moura did, really.
Yeah, I think he'll take him time. He'll have to get that posh fitness. He'll have to know when the pressing triggers are. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's not going to say, Levy just, what have I heard? Levy just fucking sign someone. That should be a meme right there. But it's just a case. It takes, first of all, you want players signing early because learning even when players were there, like Ryan Mason and Nabil Bentaleb were there for ages, and they still struggle to learn how to cope with the potch press. They never really quite got it, and they were there for a year, 2 years between them, and they still. So that takes the time to learn how Poch wants to press, when the pass triggers are, and if press triggers are, and everything else. So I think that takes time. But I think Sessegnon, I think clearly he's homegrown. He fits. He's a decade younger than Danny Rose. And I think that combination just works.
So you were assuming that if we did get Sessegnon, that we're going to play him at left back. He looks more like a winger to me. That's playing out of position. I think
it's very easy to say, oh, he's quick, he's fast, he's left-footed. Oh, he's clearly Gareth Bale. And I'm like, Gareth Bale isn't Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale. No, I mean, first of all, he isn't now. But I'm saying Gareth Bale. If you look at the player who joined us and look at the player who left, clearly loads of protein and weights were lifted. Clearly, and no, because he physically developed. As you know, he was 18, 19. He was very, very skinny. As he grew older, he was at the club for God knows what, nearly 14 years. Yeah, 16 years. I think it was 2007. Left in 2013. So he's at the club 16 years. He physically developed. If you look at Real Madrid, the player he became at Real Madrid, he became even more muscular. Maybe him and Ronaldo had like muscle pose down or something. I don't know. But so I'm just saying that, and I think personally, I can see him being more of an Ashley Cole than a Gareth Bale. Someone who started as a very attacking fullback, but over time learned how to defend.
I think that's that's kind of the way that we need right now. Then is it? You have to pretty much know how to defend now, considering that's all the attacks will then come down both flanks. So especially if we keep. If we keep, who am I thinking of? Trippier or whatever, then we're just going to be like completely weak down that side, aren't we?
Yeah, I think.
In terms of having like a player that just bombs on, doesn't know how to defend.
Yeah, we already have one of those that can't bomb on and clearly doesn't know how to defend, and on the right hand side, so you might as well even it up on both sides really. But no, I just don't. No, I think this thing. Apparently Trippier, he couldn't have the surgery because Serge was out. Now he's got what? I'm hoping now he's had the surgery because he was in Broxbourne, which is around the corner from where I live. He was in some Hertfordshire. He was in some like Hertfordshire wildlife park. So the way I look at it, if you're doing that there, then clearly you don't need surgery, because if you were in that much pain, then you should be having surgery right now. Clearly. Or you've now got 2 weeks till pre-season. Do you know what? Get yourself fit. Do whatever you've got to do, but you cannot use that as an excuse now, because I obviously say, look, if you are in that much pain, then you don't do the you basically do your rehab, and you join us. Basically, you do your rehab. I don't know, your pre-season training. I don't know, like 2 weeks before, like in the Munich Cup thing. So you don't have a full pre-season. But then he'll say, "Oh, I wasn't fully fit. I didn't have a full pre-season." I'm like, well, do you know what? No players, very few players are able to be fully fit. The demands of professional footballers nowadays, you are almost always playing with an injury. I mean, I think they play, nearly 11 months of the year, don't they? If you look at it
now, yeah, it is there.
So it's almost impossible. I think they get maybe a month off. And I know there are loads of little mini breaks and stuff like that. They do loads of those, but I just think that realistically, you are going to be playing with a certain amount of injury. You're going to be playing with a certain amount of pain. I mean, I don't know if you remember reading that thing about Batistuta, that they're going to amputate his leg or something because he was in that much pain.
Batistuta?
Yeah, he was in that much pain. They're going to amputate his leg because he was in absolute agony. Yeah, he was in absolute agony for years.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't have the sports science they have now compared to back then. But I'm just saying I think that is one of the perils of being a professional. I mean, if you look at, say, JJ, he obviously had to retire from because of injuries. And you see him, he does loads of that yoga and fitness stuff. He's obviously clearly a very fit individual, but physically his body couldn't take the toll of being a professional footballer.
Yeah.
So he's obviously stayed in good physical fitness, but the ability to play, apparently there was I think when Michael Dawson went back to Forest, someone actually asked JJ, would you go back to Forest as well? And he goes, you got no chance, absolutely no chance. Because he goes, look, I can't do it. Because they play, obviously, in the Championship, that's even more of a marathon, because they play so many games. And it's just a sheer level of intensity. Look, I could barely even do a month before my body would break down on me again. And I'd be in even more serious pain. So it's just relentless. It's just the sheer, not that they play to, it's just the sheer amount they play, the sheer volume. So I just think, that's the reason why we have, I mean, obviously, I think the Champions League did mask quite a few sins.
Yeah.
And obviously we do need a deeper squad. I'm not talking Real Madrid's squad. I think they've got 35 players in their squad. About that, yeah. Well, obviously Real Madrid are allowed to play all 35 because, they're Real Madrid. It's the Real Madrid rule. But no, I just think we clearly need. I just think we need.
Well, obviously a deeper squad, but Manchester City only have like 28 or 29 players, don't they? So
I think 20. I don't know how many players. I think for me,
I think 28 or something.
Yeah, I think personally for me, I think if Ndombele did come in, he would replace obviously Moussa Dembele. But I think the clear thing is that when we were at our best, we controlled midfields, and that was because we had Wanyama and Dembele. Controlling midfield. Couple of seasons now. And I think I wasn't at that game. I think you were at the game. You were definitely at that game when we beat Chelsea in 2-0. I think you were definitely at that game. I wish I had been to that game. I was really ill. I couldn't go. I was really ill that day, so I had to watch it from home.
Well, that season where yes, I want to say
2017, end of 2017.
Dele scored twice. Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone talks about Dele being man of the match, and quite. He scored 2 goals, and they are the goals that win you the game. Yeah, there's an argument for that, but for me, it was Wanyama. He physically dominated Kante.
Yeah.
And that had a weird image in my head right now, but
well, you got to do what you got to do to win.
Yeah, I'm just saying that he was.
Can't say lips at the end of it, and that's fine.
I'm saying Wanyama was. I'm not going to go that way. Wanyama was just so powerful, so strong, so dominant. And then you had that ability of Dembele. That every time you tried to press Dembele, he'd do his little hip shimmy, and that was it. He would break that press. And I think I'm not saying that we're not seeing Ndombele do that same glide past players. I think.
But you would. Have you seen him play? He's fantastic.
He's very good, but I mean, like, how do I put it? The best French player, midfielder that can glide past players, unfortunately has a few problems at Manchester right now. Because honestly, I say this now.
He's going to Italy, I understand.
Also, he's going to go. I think he'll join Zizi. I think if Zidane literally, I don't know who Zidane's agent is. I don't know if it's Raiola or Mendes or whoever. But I can imagine that Real Madrid. Because I think Real Madrid, their club sponsor is actually Adidas. I think their Spurs sponsor is Adidas.
Spurs sponsor, yeah.
And I think the fact that Pogba's a sponsored athlete. I don't know how they'll do the FFP rule. Maybe Spain will find something else to buy off them. I don't know. But I just think that I think Man United, they clearly like having Pogba there because he increases their social media profile. But he's clearly someone who thinks he's bigger than the club. He clearly thinks that.
Yeah.
And I think the easiest way, and I'm not saying Ollie is going to be as good a manager as, say, Alex Ferguson was. But what Alex Ferguson did do, he said, look, I'm in charge here. And he would get rid of players that didn't fit with what he wanted. And the bigger the name, the bigger the scalp he would look for.
Yep.
And I think that's something that you have to be willing to do. And I think they personally could do that. Because I'm not being bad, but they've been losing money hand over fist with their transfers. And if they could get, 115 million? Or, I don't know, some stupid amount for, yes. If I look at it, if Hazard went for 130 million, they can easily get 180 million for someone like Pogba, easily.
Even if Hazard's had a better season than Pogba?
I just think because he's a World Cup winner, he's in his prime, just that 2-3 years, the social media profile alone of that Pogba has, I just think they would probably spend that much money, and I don't know how on earth they do it. I don't know. They probably find Man City's accountant or something. But but I just think they will go for him. So I think Pogba's very likely. But I don't know. I mean, when I look at Ndombele, I think he's a very, very good player. But I think it's a lot of pressure given how good. The fact that he's got a similar name to Moussa Dembele as well.
I was going to say, easy to find a song for him. We don't have to change any songs. Cause,
on Ndombele, Moussa Dembele, they don't sound, lyrically they're not the same.
Tanguy and Ndombele.
You've made it a legend. You've tried to fit in the tune. I haven't been successful. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it can work. But I actually saw. I want to say, everyone's like, oh, let's find them. I've only seen him play once. I think the few games I've seen, I think he's a very good player. But whether he'll be as amazing, I can't say because I haven't seen him. And I saw Lo Celso. I went to a Colombian bar to see Argentina play Colombia. Yep. He had Argentina. First of all, they are awful. They are They are so bad. They are really. And the worst.
Messi plus 10 others.
And the worst thing was though, they could have actually won that game as well. They actually really could have won that game. I don't think Colombia had a shot on goal until. I don't think they didn't have that many shots on goal, but somehow Argentina literally conspired not to win that game. And but Lo Celso, he was decent, good. He got mixed in a bit. I think you do build it from a defence, and I think what is it? We don't know whether Toby's even going yet. We don't know if that's happening. I think what's his name?
I think he's staying for at least one more season. Even if he's come out and said it, I think. So.
I think he'll leave on a free transfer. His contract expires next year. And the thing is, the way I look at it, if someone's going to pay you 25 million to release you, that means they're probably going to pay 25 million on a free to you. Yep. So you're better off just waiting for an extra year. 25 million. You get paid into, I don't know, Monaco or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you just have a promissory agreement that, you know what, I will transfer. I'm going to defer my signing bonus until I'm in Monaco in 10 years' time or something. Or you pay that money for the Cayman Islands or some weird, do you know what I'm saying? Some weird arrangement that minimises your tax liability.
Yeah.
And then that's it, you're set for life. You've got literally, 20 million in the bank, and you've got, as well as the wages you would have made.
Obviously, he's not giving advice here to people to fill out tax laws, of course. So
it's completely legal, by the way. It is completely legal. You can't. It is. I'm saying all you got to do. It's how you have all these insurance companies that are based out in the Bahamas. So you know what I mean. But that side, no. But I just think that's going to happen. I don't mean, and I think same for Ericsson. If someone's willing to pay 80 million for you this year, then you're better off saying, do you know what? I'm going to wait a while, and I'll take half of that 80 million. I'll take 40 million. Pay it into my whatever. I have a dog. I have a bulldog called Battle. And I happen to love taking trips down to the south coast, like Christchurch, Sandbanks. But no, I just think I just think that's gonna happen. I just think players just have the power now, and they know it. They've always had the power. And I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm not always surprised. Eric did the same to Ajax. Ajax gave him his chance. He sat on his contract, and he went at literally the end. I think he had one more year left in his contract, and then I think we got him for 10 million or something, some stupid amount.
From Atletico Madrid, though.
No, it's not Ericsson. We got him for some stupid amount.
Sorry, I thought it was another barrel, sorry.
No, we got him for some stupid amount because he sat on the last year of his contract. So at the end of the day, why wouldn't he did that to someone else? Why wouldn't he do that to us? That's always a risk with players like that. And it's even easier nowadays with all the tax shielding and the super agents and the lawyers and everything else. It's just going to make a lot more sense to do that. But I don't know.
I think this is how Johnny Bosman thought this will pan out when he took his club to court.
Well, no, but ultimately, legally, no one has the right to keep you in contract once your contract's expired.
True.
That's just how the law works. And why should it be different for footballers than it is for Spurs players? For footballers, there should be for anyone else. I mean, he went for 11 million. And this is a player. This was in 2013. We spent all kinds of. I think he was the cheapest. I think him and Nasser Chadli were the cheapest of the Magnificent Seven. You know that?
Oh, I do miss Nasser Chadli.
Oh, very, very handsome young man, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about football, but I mean, I quite enjoyed him when he played. But I mean, hopefully he's doing well. He's at Monaco now, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but I'm
off topic. Sorry, carry on.
I'm saying, but he was one of the cheaper ones one of the cheaper players of the whatchamacallit?
Of the seven.
Of the seven, and
because he was younger, wasn't he?
He was younger, but he was. I think he was 20. I think he was 21 when he joined us. He was 21 when he joined us. There's always a risk anyway, but he was. People forget that he was. He had 1 year left on his contract anyway, so he was 21. 1 year because we should have paid a lot more for him than we actually did.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I don't know. I personally think he may sign an extension. I think same with Toby Alderweireld, they may sign an extension because someone may not come in for them. I mean, for me personally, I don't know if PSG hadn't come in for Toby Alderweireld. They desperately need a centre back.
And he's a kind of player. I mean, he's pushing 30, and no one else wants him. PSG would usually spend about 40 or 50 million on a player like that.
For me, I think the way it works. The way it works in terms of transfers is that we are like, do you know when you're boarding a plane? Well, Group 1 board, then Group 2, then Group 3, whatever. Okay,
Yep.
We are in Group 2, and even though we have a seat assigned to us, overhead bins. I don't know how big the overhead bins are in first or business class. I've never actually been in first or business class. I've only just walked through it. But I'm just saying, do you know what I'm saying? They are a premium kind of thing, So I think that's what's happening. I think that's why economy plus something, So So I think, but the best way I can describe it is it's probably economy plus, I guess. You know, those, Real Madrid, those companies, they're an economy plus. They want to be the first to board, so they can put their stuff in the overhead bins. You know, whereas we are in the second line to do that. And same thing when it comes to players being, I don't know, sold. I think De Ligt is clearly a player that is coveted by a lot of clubs, and once he goes, then I think everything happens after him. You know?
I see. So he's on the verge of going now. I think he's just told the entire world he wants to go to Juventus. I don't even know if Juventus did for him, but
But even then, I'm surprised Juventus can afford him. I mean, like, they spent a shed load of money on Ronaldo last year. They spent £400,000 a week on what's his name? Oh God, Ramsey.
Yeah.
I know a lot of that comes from the fact they don't have to pay him a fee, but that's still a shed load of money. You know,
true.
So there's and I don't know. For me personally, apparently it's going to be. Apparently, I've just read the deal that apparently PSG offered him $340,000 a week.
You delete.
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently, Juventus are offering him $400,000 a week.
Okay.
So I think wherever he goes to, it'll be a case of whoever doesn't get De Ligt will look to sign Toby, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think, that's the way. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate that has happened that way. But we still have players. We still have Eric Dyer, who I think is a good centre half. Not great, he's not brilliant, but I don't think he's terrible.
I forgot the other ones who are actually play more in centre back than he is lately. I mean, Foyt for one, and Sanchez. Everyone forgets Sanchez.
Yeah, I think we have. I mean, for me, and I think Ben Davies. I think his future is going to be a left centre half as well. Actually, I think.
You think so? Okay.
I think he just has that. He plays there. He plays as third left plays for Wales, and I don't think it's going to be that different. I don't think he's the kind of what Jan's very good at is getting forward. I'm not saying Ben Davies is good as it will be as good as getting forward, but I think he is a good stopgap before we can get that kind of left-sided player. I think we were linked to Maguire, but I think he's going to Man United if he goes anywhere else because they're going to.
I think that link was serious anyway. I know that Maguire would prefer to stay up north or around the Midlands. So
yeah, and I think they're offering like stupid money. I think they're offering I think Man United are willing to offer 65 to 70 million for him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which is.
This is an international, isn't he now? So
he's an international. He's a solid, proven. He's homegrown, and for me, defensively, they already. De Gea saved their ass a lot of the time. I think is he staying? Is he staying? I don't know. Is he coming? Is he going? I don't know.
I think he wants to go there, doesn't he?
So he could go to PSG himself. So I wouldn't blame.
He's not 35, so I don't think they're all dying.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll go Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid have their goalkeeper. And plus, they've got Zidane's son as a goalkeeper, apparently. So, I don't think they're going to be. They're not going to be using. And I think he's gone through the youth system and everything else.
Yeah.
So I just think, I think he's more likely to go there. Or he could go to Juventus. That would make sense.
Juventus right now.
Well, if you look at it, it makes a lot more sense. I mean, I personally don't understand why you'd have. I forgot his name now. I was going to say Alex Manninger, but that isn't. Oh, the guy who's the former Arsenal player, Polish lad. Yeah. Yes. What's his name? Chesney or something?
Wojciech Szczesny.
Yeah, Wojciech Szczesny. He's a decent player, but he's not. I'm not being bad. He wouldn't get into any of the top 5 in this country as a goalkeeper, would he?
Well, Szczesny. I don't know. With the keeper that everyone's got at the moment, probably not. No.
And I think personally, I think he's a good number 2, and he could be a good number 1 at say a Napoli or whatever. But I don't see him being a number 1 goalkeeper for the likes of Juve. And then Juve will be, and Juve are looking to put some serious money. If they get De Ligt, I mean, obviously, because if you look at say Chiellini, he's aging.
Everyone's aging in Italy.
Everyone's aging in Italy. But I'm saying
there's actually one player in Italy.
I think they have quite an aging defense. So I don't know. For me, I don't know. Interesting. I'm saying we're still waiting for other players to move, so we can't move yet. So I think it's not a case that we want to be slow, it's just that for us to be so bold, we have to pay a premium to do that. You know? It's the same, like, at the end of the day, you'll still get on the plane with your first or second, do you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, third or aisle group 4 or something. It's just that you will have less space in the overhead bins, you know? Yeah. And that's just the way it works. And I think that's the same case in what's going to happen, here. We have less space in just terms of maneuverability, and so we're waiting for other more powerful players to sort out their arrangements. Yeah, and then we make our arrangements. I don't think it's right, but I think the difference will be people say, "Oh, we'll just pay the effing money." Well, that's an extra 10. I don't know. Let's say, I think Lyon wants 72 million or something for Ndombele.
70 million euros.
70 million euros. Which I think which I don't think I'm reasonable for the task for. They clearly.
I think the release there was 88, but they managed to get it down to 70.
70 million euros, which is roughly about 65 million pounds. 63 million pounds. We've clearly shown that we're willing to spend, because we spent money on Davinson Sanchez. He went to Ajax 8 million. We then spent 40 million on him.
Is it kind of weird that the 5 big papers, they don't seem to agree the price that we spent? I mean, Spurs say it's 42, but you get some papers saying 35, another one saying 40, another one, it's just kind of weird. But yeah, we spent 42 million on Sanchez. I think we've offered, from what I understand, it's hard to say a credible ITK, but the ones that are a bit more consistent than the others, we've offered 55 million at the moment, with the remaining 7 or 8 million in add-ons. So I guess that's a bit of what we've tabled so far for Ndombele.
Yeah,
so we'll see how that goes.
And I think to be totally fair, these are structured deals anyway, and I think they have to be nowadays, because all it takes is like an injury, and that's it. Yeah. And I think, but then obviously that's Lyon are going to look at that and think, well, that's not our problem, that's your problem, isn't it? You bought him, he got broken at your end, it's your problem. So I understand for them, they look for the best deal for themselves, because player trading is how they compete with PSG right now. Yeah. So that's the only way they can compete.
But it seems like Jean-Michel Aulas has a bit of a hard-on for PSG. I mean, when the idea of Ndombele becoming available was floated, he said that he wanted to invite everybody, including PSG, to bid for him. So I'm not quite sure why he wants to sell to his rivals, but he seems to have a very, very weird idea of how to make Lyon bigger by making other clubs just as big as his, but it's kind of odd. But yeah, I mean, so it's hard to say what the politics is in French football, but yeah, it was very weird. The words that come out of his mouth sometimes.
Well, like I said, I just think it's a very strange set of circumstances. We're looking to sign players, I think, but we have to be patient. Unfortunately, it's not a case we want.
Patient? A Spurs fan being patient? Come on.
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying all of us. I'm just saying most of us being patient. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, right now there's a pecking order. We are basically we're kind of in a really, because there was, I don't know if you listened to, there's a really good podcast called the Cheese Room Podcast, and it's actually really good, because it's actually it is. And what the guy said that I think was quite illuminating was this.
Actually, carry on talking. I'm just going to get some cheese.
Cheese, go
honestly,
first.
Carry on talking. I'm just going to grab some cheese and chew.
Okay, well you get some cheese and chew. I'm basically the whole premise of his argument was that when we were, say, in 2014, 2015, we couldn't go with, say, the big name players. So like a Tanguy on Ndombele, or what the equivalent was back then, we couldn't go for him. Or a Mesut Ozil, which I'm very glad we didn't do, but I'm just saying we couldn't have gone first-time players, because they just wasn't in our budget. And Alexis Sanchez and that kind of style players, they just weren't in our budget. And so we focused on, say, more like potential players that could have potential. Now we're in a stage where we can't offer those guys minutes, because we're no longer in the what's that thing called Europa League, Yeah. And because we're not in Europa League anymore, because we're no longer in that, the minutes we could have given players, we can't do that anymore. Because now what we need now are players who are going to be able to, with the Premier League, Champions League, they can play in both, and they can play against, it's a weird one, but we're kind of like we're not wealthy enough to be able to compete with, say, the big teams, you know. But unfortunately, we're not wealthy enough in terms of opportunities that we can give young players to compete with, say, teams below us who can say, oh, yeah, of course you can go to Tottenham and you can earn more money with Tottenham, but you're not going to play, you know. And so I think we're in that really difficult position, and that isn't me, that was that guy talking, but it's something I can definitely agree with. I think we are in that position that we aren't able to offer those kind of opportunities to younger players, but at the same time we can't offer the kind of wages and fees for the bigger name players, so we have to be very careful with our money.
You know that most Spurs fans don't care about that, though. They just want to see the money spent. They don't care how it's spent.
Well, yeah, because
it's just as long as the money's on the table, they just do it.
Yeah, obviously, look, if you're paying 65 quid, on average, you know, for a ticket, you're doing all the away games, you're doing everything else. You feel that, quite rightly so, that you are told, buy the merchandise, this helps the club. Buy the thing, it helps us invest in players. That is the first thing. Whenever I remember, I don't know if that's still there or not, but they used to say, like, all the signings, all the merchandise you buy Spurs helps us to strengthen the team. So essentially, we have been buying merch and buying product for a year.
Merch? How old are you, 12? No, carry on.
Yeah, anyway, we have been buying the product for a year or so. So it's not unreasonable to say, well, look, yes, the funny thing is, a lot of the money does go to the stadium. A lot of the money has gone into basically, the financing and everything was probably contingent on them seeing these kind of revenues, But, and obviously that'll go to paying off the stadium. But then ultimately we're going to get like a naming rights partner at some point.
Yeah.
And that naming rights partner will pay at least, over 10 years, they're going to pay at least 200 million. Yeah? Say over 10 years. Which isn't that far-fetched.
Well, how much, obviously it's a bigger stadium than the Emirates and definitely bigger than the Etihad. How much?
The Etihad the funny thing is, right, under normal accounting rules, you're not allowed to include that at the Etihad deal, you know that. It's called a related party transaction. It's essentially when one business receives money from another business where there is definite knowledge of close personal ties. So technically, you're not allowed to actually do that kind of signings, actually. Okay. You're allowed to include them in your books. And if you do, you have to include them as a related party transaction, saying, look, you know what? My brother-in-law works at that company. This is above board. It was at arm's length, We are charging what we think is the market value. But it was, we have to say, look, hands up. There is a connection between us. So I don't think that it's not illegal, but it's not like. But to be very fair, I would never invest in a company that happens to that relies on selling to somebody's brother-in-law. Do you know what I mean? And vice versa.
Yeah, I suppose I suppose it makes sense, but no, it doesn't really. But you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Okay, so,
as long as other people that know a little bit more about finance, economics, and accountancy know what I mean, that's all that matters. But what I'm trying to say is that, let's say, you can say 150 million, which I don't think is beyond the realm of asking. I think 150 million, I think that's a pretty good price we can ask for. Maybe 150 million. Maybe let's say 150 million, So the stadium costs, say, 1 billion. So obviously, or I don't know, between 750 million to a billion, okay? We'll have obviously Spurs dispute how much it costs, But say it costs that much. Say 750 million. So say 750 million. That's still 600 million you have to somehow, find money for. Well, you're not paying the stadium off in like 5 years. You know what I mean? You're paying it off. It's a mortgage. It's commercial property. And you're going to be there for, I don't know, like the old White Hart Lane was there. The last big development of the lane was, 1993? So 93? 93. So say 26 years was the last big development. So you're paying this 600 million, but over 25 years. You know? And most mortgages are paid over 25 to 50 years. You know? So I wouldn't be too, you know. So those players saying maybe spend the fucking money. They, as eloquent as they're saying it, they do have a point. You know, they do. They can actually say, look, we have been spending money. I mean, a lot of people that used to spend money on the pubs are spending it now on the goal line bar. You know. So is it really a case that Spurs are not spending the money, or is it a case that there isn't a player out there that they feel fit? I think it's just that combination of pricing. I think they have to find the right player for the right price because they can't afford to make. For example, so do you remember a player called? Do you remember a player called Nolito? Nolito, with Diego Nolito? No, Nolito. Nolito. Oh, yeah. Spanish player. Yeah. Yes. Signed by Pep. For Man City, for his Man City revolution. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, didn't win the league title. He's actually been on loan for a number of years. You know? Yeah. Because they have to take a loss on him. They can afford to make mistakes in the transfer market. You know, same with what are they called? Man United, Chelsea. We obviously maybe not so much as they used to be able to. But definitely, and obviously they're very lucky that their loans business generates so much money for them. Yeah. But ultimately, it will. I don't know. How much are we looking at? I think they've lost money on what's that guy called? Morata. They're going to probably lose. Alvaro Morata, yeah. They're probably going to lose money on what's his name? Oh God, what's that guy called? Oh, the one from Lyon. He's Bakayoko, Timu Bakayoko, I think his name is. I forgot all that. Timu. Yeah. So they're probably going to lose money on him as well. And obviously they've made a lot of money with this Hazard deal. But I think, obviously, and in a weird way, them not being able to sign players might actually do them a favour. They have to do what we did this season, I guess, don't they? Just actually focus on training their players up for once. Yeah, and actually giving their players, I think, obviously they signed Pulisic for, I don't know, I think 50 million or something. I don't know how much they signed him for. 50 million? Oh, I think. So they sold Hazard for 130 million. So that's 18 million that they banked, potentially. And then you've got, I don't know, what was it? And obviously, even if you take away the losses for, but they're still got to take 60 million in the black from their transfer dealings. Yeah, because even if you take away the losses for Bakayoko and Morata, they are still relatively, in a good financial shape. And the fact they're back, and the good thing, and for them, somehow, whether they're going to stay in the Champions League again next season is another thing, because Hazard was the reason for so many of their goals. And Pulisic is a good player, but I don't see him. Can you imagine? I don't think Hazard is a ridiculously good player. When he wants to be. And this season, in terms of the cycle, he was a good player for this cycle. He was a phenomenal player in this cycle. What is going to be this? Pulisic, can he do what's asked of him? I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Because he's because everyone. So I think that's the thing. Even then, Chelsea, the way that they would spend money, even though they can't spend money that they used to be able to. So I think it boils down to the fact that we are still waiting. We are above and below. We can't take chances on, say, emerging talent because, say, someone like James Maddison is a very, very good player. Very good player. He's shown bits of it at Leicester. He's shown he has quality. Now, part of the reason he's able to show he's at that quality is that he knows he'll be starting. So he can have a really shit game. He'll be still starting the next game because, it's not as if, Leicester can afford not to play him. They can afford not to play him. They're not starting because they spend a lot of money on him. Whereas if let's say we give Maddison a start over Ericsson, we're playing Huddersfield. Brighton or Burnley. It's just a team that is always a difficult team to play. It's always like a 1-0 or something. It's a very, very difficult game over them. So let's say we play that team and he doesn't have a good performance. For whatever reason, he doesn't play as well as we'd like him to. And he then gets dropped. It affects his confidence. He doesn't get the playing time. Young players need to feel that level of confidence. They need to have that level of assurance that I am going to be playing X amount of games. And they need to be able to make mistakes. They need to have that level of comfort. I mean, I think Delhi this season, how much he's been getting a shitload of pelters saying, oh, he's not been this, he's not been at his best. And I wouldn't disagree. I don't think Delhi has had the season he's had in previous years. But I think that's a combination of injury, fatigue, everything else. Yeah. But he's had that. He's been given that. Let's say that bad run of form happened for him in the start of his career. Yeah. Would he be given the same amount of chances? No. They would have said, there's another player. He's more experienced. We're going to give him that shot. Yeah. Well, because
historically Spurs were not that kind of team, are they? Because I know there have been examples of where they have been, but you think like Gareth Bale. I think when 24 games without playing well, it also coincided with 24 games of not winning. But so we didn't tend to drop players when they're just having a bad patch. We try to let them play themselves out of it.
Yeah, but it's not just dropping them; it's giving them starts though. Giving the player, giving it. I mean, it's not play, and anyone can come on for 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. It's giving that player that, do you know what? I'm starting you. And at the end of the day, Maddison's going to get that chance with him. I mean, even David Brooks, he's allowed at Bournemouth. He's going to be guaranteed starts at Bournemouth, much more than he would be at Spurs, easily.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's going to be difficult for us to sign players. And I think we're in that real middle road now, because before, that thing that worked very well for us, the ability to sign young players and give them chances, well, we can't do that now. There's the pressure.
Are you surprised?
Well, I don't know. We did.
Well, we are linked to a young player, aren't we, at the moment, from Leeds?
Jack
Clark, is it?
Jack Clark.
Sorry.
Yeah, but for me, if I was Jack Clark, I would actually say no. I'd actually want to stay at Leeds one more year. Or I'd say, do you know what? Can I do a Delhi? Can I please stay at my club? Yeah. And help them get promoted, blah, 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 whatever. Because I think it's better for me to join you at 21 when I've had a lot more first-team football. Because he's a good player, but he's a young player, so he can do. I think he's I've only seen one of his games, and he was kind of quiet in that game. He didn't do anything spectacular, but you're not expecting a kid to do that spectacularly. Just to it's at that age, it's a lot of pressure to put on some kids. So I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm hoping we do sign those players. I'm hoping we are able to get some players in, but I don't think it was as easy. I mean, what is it? I mean, I'm looking at news now nearly all the time, and the only thing that's come from that is that, so basically, I fit a certain job profile. So I started a friend of mine. So I'll be able to send him all these links, because basically this particular website keeps sending me these job links. Because that's like a sponsored link here. And that's how I get to see all these links.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that's happening, because I keep looking at this thing, thinking, oh my God, we'll sign someone. We haven't, but have Arsenal signed anyone?
Has City signed anyone yet?
Have Man United? Chelsea can't. We know that and we quite enjoy that fact. But so I'm saying, Man United, Man City, have they signed anyone? Not really. I mean, I think I'm not saying
none of the top 6 have, I don't think.
I think none of the top 6. Well, Chelsea can't, obviously.
Obviously Chelsea.
But I mean,
Liverpool haven't either. So
Liverpool haven't either, because again, it's quite difficult, because they've got a very good side. I mean, that team got 97 points. How do you improve on a side that basically should have won the league easily? Any other year would have won the league.
True. Well, it reminds me of Spurs. Any other time our second place finish, the points that we can't remember what the points was, would have won us the league.
Well, that would have won us the league the year before, but it wouldn't have won us the league the next year, because Man City got like 100 points that year. Yeah. And then so I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, sorry.
That Liverpool are at that position now where you can't. It's impossible to improve on, because they are.
They're the European champions.
At the moment.
They're very good, but what makes them so good, realistically, is Van Dijk and and the goalkeeper.
Wow.
And Salah, but the goalkeeper defensively, they're so very, very good. So who can they possibly sign that they're going to tell that person, by the way, sometimes you can't play Virgil van Dijk every single game, so you want to be his backup. So basically they have their own kind of Harry Kane problem.
Well, no, they have what's his name? Joel Matip, who can play.
They've Joel Matip, but I'm saying there's a serious drop off in quality there, isn't there? They've Lovren, they've Matip, but there's a serious drop in quality. So someone like De Ligt, right, will be perfect for them. But they haven't been linked to them. I mean, De Ligt and Van Dijk play together at international level with Holland. So on a level, he would be absolutely a brilliant signing for Liverpool. Liverpool haven't been linked to him.
Yeah, true.
And there's a reason for that. I don't think they couldn't afford to. Number one. Because just they as wealthy as they are still not playing with, and they have they've got a very huge wage bill. I mean, they've got like players like Danny Ings and on the wage bill and stuff like that. I think Sturridge has just recently left. He's now been released.
It'd be perfect if we got him. Yeah.
See, I've been talking about that for a while, but a lot of people are very much anti-Daniel Sturridge. I just think, for me personally, the fact that he is. No, I don't think it is. I think personally for me, he's homegrown. I think for me, I would actually with him. I think he's a number. He's a body. He's a number. I wouldn't go for Andy Carroll. Definitely not. I mean, even though I think Andy Carroll has got potential, I think he has got ability.
Potential.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
No, in terms of he has the potential to do a job. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
As in, like he's what? He's 6'5", 6'6". He's a big lump. You can bring him on 20 minutes to go. He's mobile. But is he going to press? No, because he's not going to press the way, say, a Pochettino would want him to press. Sturridge would definitely not press.
No, true.
I mean, if Klopp going to get him to do the press, and this is Jurgen Klopp, could you imagine it's Daniel Sturridge getting him to press? If he's already fearing injuries enough as it is. Can you imagine him asking him to press?
Yeah.
So I just think it's difficult for us to sign players. I think, ironically, if you look at say, unless you can tell players, you know what, you've got to wait a year. I mean, like, I think Bernardo Silva, he was signed in 2016, 2017 by Man City, but he didn't really get his start until this season.
Yeah.
And then he had to wait a year. And that's easy to do when you're on stupidly good wages. And he's very lucky that at the national side, he's not really at risk of losing his position in the team.
No, so no more Luis Figo, is there? So.
I mean, so they've got superb players. Obviously, they've got a Dixie good team, like was it Fernandez and everything else. But I'm saying that he's very lucky that if he was, say, in the French squad, he would have really, or Spanish or something, he would have really struggled to get into that squad if he wasn't playing. He's very lucky that he could take that risk. And I think that's what I'm saying. We're not in that position, and obviously when you're getting paid God knows how much money, you think, well, do you know what? I can take this thing even for a year. I mean, I think I can't remember who it was now, but I think even I think Mario Balotelli would take pay cuts. Eventually they want to play. But I think nowadays, if you look at some of the players' money they're on, I mean, look at, let's say, Gareth Bale. He's on $500,000 a week. Yeah. Ain't no one in the world going to give up £500,000 a week. No one.
Yeah, true. Very true. That's his downfall, though, isn't it? So.
That's his downfall. But the way what downfall? I mean, he's won 4 European Cups. He's won 4 European Cups. He's won La Liga once or twice? Twice, I think, maybe. I can't remember how many times he's won. But at the same time, I mean, if you're just going to go to every game, you're going to get booed by your own fans and get criticised. Every match. Yeah, but he's probably thinking. But you know what? Though, he's probably got another 3 years left on his deal. Yeah. He's not that he hasn't done stuff for Madrid. He's actually won trophies there. He's actually been a part of trophy-winning teams. Maybe not over the season, but he's definitely that last trophy they won. But ultimately, no one put a gun to Real Madrid's head and say, "Look, pay Gareth Bale this much money." They wanted to pay him that much money. Go ahead, pay him that much money. It's worked out for him, and and that's the thing. People have a go at Levy. Oh, he's tight with this. Well, do you know what? There's a reason why we keep wages low, because if you look at even James Rodriguez, great player, who I think is an amazingly good player.
Is he still playing? I think he's mentioned on the treatment table these days.
I saw him play last week against Argentina.
Oh, he did. For the Colombia squad.
Well, that's harsh. That's harsh.
That's good. It's all good.
I'm saying that even in Bayern Munich, and he hasn't been terrible for Bayern Munich. I think he's been pretty decent. Okay. Bayern Munich have looked at that and said, you know what, we're paying all his wages and a transfer fee. No, we can't afford to do that. We just think, no, there's better value elsewhere. And if Bayern Munich, who are the wealthiest club in Germany, are saying that, then, it's not just us. I mean, I think, they're their biggest wage in Germany. I think it's maybe more of a cultural thing, but I think Lewandowski gets paid the most. He gets paid 200 grand a week or something. And so I think Harry Kane makes more than Lewandowski. So it's not as if we're not playing our players. We actually are playing players a lot of money, and we are probably not playing much as, say, Bayern Munich in terms of the overall wage bill, but for our big name players, our big ticket items. I mean, I think Harry Kane's probably on. I don't think he's probably on that kind of money.
220,000 along those lines.
So something like that, yeah. And which makes sense because he's got the club symbol.
And that includes add-ons as well. So I think his basic is 160 or something.
Yeah, so it's 160 plus, but he gets loads of massive bonuses. So even then, he may not be as much money as Lewandowski has as a basic, But we are paying say 20% short of, say, Bayern Munich for their best striker. So it's not as if we're just dealing with an economic reality that we are where we are. And I think as soon as Spurs fans come to accept that reality, better off they'll be. But I don't see that happening anytime too soon. I mean, how do I put it? I'll hear Newcastle fans talk about their clubs being a big club. Well,
they have to.
And I'm like, and they are a big club in Newcastle. They're not a big. But they're not a big club in the food chain. They're just not. It's just they are a big club.
The biggest club in the north.
They're a huge club. I mean, 50,000. I've never been up to St James's, but was it
52,000? Yeah.
52,000. I mean, that's incredible for
one city club. Yeah.
For one,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, but Leeds. Okay, Leeds. I mean, Leeds. They get 52,000. They get 30,000 or something like that.
They say he only holds about 42, I think.
Yeah, Ellen Road doesn't get. I mean, and Leeds are a much bigger club, I think, than Newcastle ever will ever be.
Yeah, they've won stuff.
Yeah, they've won stuff, and they've won stuff more recently. So what I'm trying to say is that, everyone has you have to figure out where you are in the food chain. I don't think Newcastle, I think actually, well, he won't pay that much money anymore anyway, but, we've got players, I mean, look at the main players we've been linked with a lot. Lo Celso, that's gone a bit quiet now. Well, of course it's going to go quiet. He's in Copa America.
Exactly.
Of course it's going to be quiet at that stage because
that was really odd, though. I mean, did you not find it odd that we're trying to buy a player who was from Betis, who's only been with Betis for technically only a week?
No, he was there for a year. That they signed it. Yeah, they signed it. Odd. Yeah, but it was not really. We did the same with Sanchez. Sanchez was only at Ajax for a year. Yeah,
but no. Well, just I don't know. Just if you go spend all that money signing the player from after he's finished his loan spell, why are you going to sell him a week later?
Well, it's like, I'm not going to say shenanigans as in Palace and QPR with Clive Allen, but I just think they realise that they've got a player that's worth. There's two examples I'm going to give. I mean, the more prevalent one, possibly the Clive Allen one, but there's so look at Sergio Milinkovic-Savic. Last year he was being linked with Man United, Juventus. People are saying 85, 90 million for him. And he's a very good player. He's a very, very good player. And I personally feel that, you know what, if Man United do sell Pogba, they probably would buy SMS. He's nowhere near as good as Pogba, but he's probably a lot easier to manage.
Probably, yeah.
And I think he brings, he'll bring the same problems. He won't have the same level of output or quality, but I think he's a lot easier to manage. Now, last year he was 80 million, 85 million. Now, the Lazio president will still have you thinking he's 85 and 90 million. But this season he hasn't played anywhere near as well.
Yeah.
as he has in previous years. So are you willing to pay? So are you still willing to pay X amount of money for a player that hasn't been as good? I think, and that's the thing. I mean, for me,
we're going back to Sessignon territory here, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm saying, but with Sessignon, SMS has proven his worth, though. Maybe not last year, but you have to, basically, they're going to see the player that, you know what, he's done a very good season, first season for us, you know. Chances are, we may get, do you know what, we may get an extra 10 million for him, you know. But it's more likely the price value may go down rather than up, you know. Especially, you know, especially when players know who he is, they have, you know, the whole second season syndrome and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think for them, it's a more educated guess that potentially, yes, they could get, say, another, say, 10 million for him the next season, or they risk, say, not getting, say, 60 million for him. They can only get, say, 45 or 50 million. And so there's a much more greater risk of his value falling.
Yeah.
Hence why they're asking for so much money. And plus, I think they owe PSG 20% anyway.
Hence the markup in price.
Yeah, and so obviously PSG, they're still not going to pay off all their bills. I mean, you know, 20% of I don't know, even if it's 6 million, 12 million, it's still not going to cover, you know, the incredible amount of outgoings they actually have.
But there might be the FFP bill that will land on their doorstep, so it might be enough. It might be
a make or break. Because everyone's, I mean, for me personally, I think everyone's looking to see how FFP is going to be handled by UEFA, because it's interesting because you've got UEFA. I honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not going to cast aspersions on the UAE owner of Man City, because I fear for my life.
Well, if you don't. Yeah.
You can. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that at all. I actually like living. I enjoy living. But no, that bit aside, that bit of almost slander aside. No, what I'm saying is that he actually could say, do you know what? I would rather he could spend £1 billion bankrupting UEFA and not even think about it. Yeah. Whereas UEFA, they, as wealthy as they are, they can't afford £1 billion in lawyers' fees. Yeah. So I just think it boils down to the FFP. I mean, we comply with FFP. I mean, remember Inter Milan had to sell, was it Kovacevic, to Real Madrid to comply with FFP. Yeah. And there have been clubs that have been suspended for FFP, but they've been the smaller clubs. Who haven't got those lawyers, who haven't got the ability to say, do you know what? Who haven't got the ability to say to someone, we are going to spend, you know, I will spend as much money.
Man City are supposed to be facing FFC problems, aren't they? But I bet you that gets swept under the carpet.
Well, I think ultimately it's kind of like, you know, are you really going to take the chance with a player like, you know, someone who's got that kind of money, you know, to hurt you? You know, because we've seen these crown princes, you know, and we've seen how they behave. No, in all seriousness, we've seen they basically will act with an impunity.
That's the water, that one.
No, but I'm saying they will act with an impunity. You know?
Yeah.
And they have an incredible amount of money, which look, if you have a shitload of money, guess what? That allows you to do a lot of things that normally you wouldn't be able to do. You know?
Yeah.
And allows you to get away with a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to do.
Yep, true.
So
that's why I imagine that it will be swept under the carpet. Suddenly, that's why I imagine that the Man City's issue will be swept under the carpet. Suddenly it'll be, they've got over the FFP allows by this amount, but suddenly it's all fine. I'm not quite sure how, but there we go.
Yeah, they'll find a way around it, and then it makes a mockery of it. But then a lot of times the same way. This is like absolutely ridiculous, because essentially you have just said, look, FFP matters, but imagine, say, it's Spurs. I mean, imagine what Daniel Levy would do. Do you know what I mean? And Daniel Levy will be absolutely fucking bell-ended. Do you know what I mean? So I think something will happen, you know. But it's, you know, what's going to happen? Is Man City, are Liverpool going to be given the league title? Because if you look at what happened to Juventus, they were literally, Calciopoli affected them. They seemed to be cheating, and they were severely hammered. And they didn't go down. You know, I mean, I think the punishment was eventually appealed. and it wasn't severe, but they were severely hurt by that punishment. You know, so
were they hurt? I think fiddling the occasional match is a staple in Italy, isn't it? So,
again, you said that, not me. I ain't saying.
They've gone for 60-odd years in Italy. I'm sure that they won't mind me saying that they love to throw the occasional game and give them.
I think it was more for like referees and fixing those, but
yeah.
I mean, ultimately, you know, that money, that thing did occur, and Juventus were being punished. But I think Man City, though, they are playing with government money. It's you're taking on a nation, and can UEFA? It's kind of like this, right? You know, what happened, apparently, I think Platini, he was arrested and he wasn't charged. Because apparently they're now using him to put leverage on Sarkozy.
Yeah. Oh,
and
really?
Apparently, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on. So I don't know what's going on, you know, with all of this stuff, but some things are genuinely, you know. But I think, that's what I'm saying, there's a lot of money floating around in football with the agents and everything else. And I think things aren't as transparent. And us wanting things to be in black and white, you know, just, you know, we have the money, just sign them. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. It doesn't work that way. And I think we have to get...
FIFA. If you play enough Championship Manager, then you know it works that way.
I actually don't... Do you know...
Oh, there you go. See, that's why they keep falling down.
Heresy. Do you know what? I have not played Championship Manager in years. I can't even... Honestly, I do... Honestly, do you know what? I'll be honest. I haven't played Championship Manager since I think the last time I was Championship Manager would have been 2009.
That was a good year.
No, as in like, we actually started doing well under Red Nap. And then ever since then, I'm like, well, why would I pretend to manage a club? You know what I mean? Club to success. I can actually work my own club, do quite well as it is anyway.
Yeah, I had the same kind of feeling actually. I haven't played FIFA in a while because, you know, I'm going to all these games and stuff and actually enjoying what I'm seeing. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, for me personally, we've gone on quite a few tangents here, but I just think, you know, we are day five. We'll be in day, I don't know, today's day 5 or 9. Day 516 and Chris is in the diary room, in the no transfer room, you know, and maybe another week that goes, and I think you know, ultimately, hopefully, we'll have players fit. I mean, I think the players. I mean, Harry Kane. Congratulations, Harry Kane. He just got married. Yeah. Yeah,
congratulations to him. Lovely bride as well.
Yeah, do you know what the funny thing was though? Was it in Los Angeles? Because you'd have thought that all the other Spurs players would have been there, like Maurizio and all of those guys. Do you know what I mean? It must have been a very private wedding. No, because normally they have like. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I went to a party years ago when Paul Gascoigne got married in some Essex hotel, and they had all the England players there. You know? Yeah. And this was years ago. This was like in 1996 something. So this is when, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that, what's what I'm saying? No, what I'm saying is that I'd have thought, you know, he'd have had all that, you know, Delhi and all the England players. Do you know what I mean? You know, being there. Or maybe it was a very, very private affair. You know, so I don't know. But congratulations to him though. And I don't know. I mean, ultimately, I can't control what Levy doesn't do. Yeah, neither can you, neither can any of us. No matter how much we think we can, we really, really can't. If they're going to sign a player, they're going to sign a player. And I think ultimately, Spurs have looked at that transfer market and haven't seen value in the transfer market. Yeah, they haven't seen value, or they've looked at players, and I don't know who was available last year. I mean, like, they've looked at players. I mean, I think people, I don't know, who did, say, Chelsea sign last season that we could have signed? Who did Arsenal sign last season that we could have signed? But you think, oh shit. Yeah. I'm saying we may have lost, say, clubs above and below. Yeah. We may have lost players to teams like David Brooks and all that kind of stuff below us. But we haven't actually lost, say, I mean, who did Liverpool sign? Maybe, what was it? Liverpool signed, was it Alisson? Yeah,
that's it. Alisson and Van Dijk, no?
No, they signed Van Dijk in the January window, and then they signed. Who else they signed? They signed Fabinho.
Fabinho, forgot him. Yeah.
And who else did they sign? They signed Shezan Shaqiri, who clearly deserves a Champions League medal because he made such a big difference to that team. Clearly. But no, do you know what I'm saying? That it's not that they signed. But if you look at them, they didn't sign. I mean, Man City only signed Mahrez, and that could have. But again, Mahrez is on what 220 grand a week, and he's not. And I'm not saying they'll do that. But did Mahrez really have that incredible season? Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, yeah, I'd rather have Bernardo Silva than Mahrez. You know. So I mean, Mahrez is a good player, but I don't think he's been that good. You know. Man United signed Sanchez. Well, we clearly know he's been a rip-roaring success up there. Clearly. I'm saying. I'm just saying. Who have they signed? Liverpool signed Alisson, and they signed Van Dijk because they were clearly much better than I forgot his name. Whatever the name was it Lovren and the other
name on it. Yeah.
Lovren and the other guy. Yeah, the one that was there.
They would have made the mistakes in the final of the Champions League.
So they were able to bring those players in, and then those are obvious signs. But I think this season they're going to struggle to bring in those names. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I mean, they can still sell. They can maybe keep it freshen up a little bit. They can maybe bring in a player, you know, to do Daniel Sturridge's role. I don't know. Maybe Andy Carroll can be injured for them instead. But
I think he's already done that for Liverpool, hasn't
he? But you know what? You know what they say. The first time, there's no time. You know, first bit and twice shy, but no.
Well, we shall see what happens. I mean, we'll see if any of these deals go over the line. I mean, Lo Celso obviously is quiet because of... what would you prefer? If you had a choice between Ndombele and Lo Celso, who would you choose? Don't forget Sessegnon and also Ryan Clark.
Jack Clark. No, but if you had to say, look, I think Lo Celso and Ndombele are two big ticket items. And I think Lo Celso is probably more likely to happen because I think even then you've got arguments over Bruno Fernandes. I think there's players going ahead.
We're never in for him. I don't think.
Now we're in for him, and no, we're not. I know who we are. You've got Man City, who may signed Rodri, or they may not sign him.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a whole bunch of things that people haven't. You know. You know, that's the thing. There's a lot of things haven't happened yet. So. Yes, we haven't signed players for 500 days, and yes, that is probably very annoying because, like I said, we have spent all this money on products. I mean, right now, I know that there's, we are spending, we spend. I mean, if you go, I think I'm trying to think, but if you go, on a match day, you've seen this quite a bit. How big is that line to go into the Spurs store itself?
Well, I think it's what to do with the security. Gates there. I
know security gates and all that kind of stuff, but it's not as if. And I know but there's still a line of people going in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And it's not just that. I mean, it wasn't as if even before they had the security gates, even before say the old White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
It wasn't as if there was a ton of people kind of going to the Spurs shop before the game. There'd be a few people going in, maybe in and out, but it wouldn't be that crowded, would it?
No, that's true.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful, but I said we have time, and So how is young Christopher spending his summer days now? Spurs aren't doing anything apart from are you constantly refreshing news now, or?
No, I'm just kind of chilling. Really, I'm kind of relaxed about it all. I wish I was kind of where Potter and the boys are, because this has been having a great time scuba diving and taking the jet skis out. It looks kind of fun. But
you can do that. You can take a jet ski out if you want to.
No, I wish I could, but I'm actually going to be. Well, I just kind of set my heart now on the pre-season friendlies, which will be happening next month. And
China? You going to China?
I wish I was. No, I'm doing the lesser known friendlies, not the ICC. Well, I'm doing the ICC one in at Tottenham's Hotspur Stadium with the Inter Milan game, but I'll also be going to the Dulwich Hamlet match and also Ebbsfleet United to see the Spurs 11. So seeing how the kids are doing and seeing what's going on at that level. So that should be good. Especially another couple of grounds to tick off. So that's next month. But in the immediate month afterwards, I'll just be seeing what happens and just fairly relaxed up who we bring in, who's let go. Whatever happens.
I'm looking forward to. I probably won't go to the opening game of the season. Just the idea of hearing.
Out of spite or something.
Oh well, no, not out of spite. First of all, the old man he's in his late 80s, and unfortunately, he can't help but go to the toilet every 15 minutes, so he can't exactly. then plus you need a walker, his arthritis and everything else. It's an evening game. He struggles to get about as it is anyway, and it's our time to. I enjoy spending time with him. So I like to spend that time with him. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
So it's just a lot easier. So, and here's the thing. I mean, I pay for Sky Sports. I pay for BT Sports at my place. And for me, I think there's going to be at least 9 games on beats between Sky and BT home games.
Or Spurs games, yes.
Yeah. So I'm better off just paying for those.
And then don't forget Amazon now. Big up to Amazon now. Will be sponsor us in the carry on.
But yeah, but you know what the funny thing is? I'm actually trying to get tickets for that. I think it's Boxing Day we play Norwich City.
It is, yeah.
So I'm trying to get away tickets for that game just because I want to go down to Norfolk. I'll be
seeing you there then.
Well, I don't know. The funny thing is though, apparently at Carrow Road they actually haven't increased the prices. They're still £30 a game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This is the home end, are you?
Well, no. I just think I've been to Norfolk for work, but I've never actually been to actually enjoy it. Carrow Road, and I'm sure I don't. You've probably been, but it's probably like an old style stadium. Do you know what I mean?
It's a cool stadium.
And I just want to go into one of those kind of old fashioned stadiums because there aren't going to be any more of those. I mean, like just the idea of standing on like wooden bench or like having wood. Do you know what I mean? You can be standing on. I'm just saying you're not going to have that because obviously because of fire and everything else.
I was going to say there was a reason why wooden stands have been outlawed now. So
yeah, but you know what I mean though. There's an old fashioned. I mean, at Everton. I mean, like what road? What end are we in at Everton? I forgot the name of the end. Gladys Road. I'm just saying that kind of old-fashioned style stadium, they don't exist. So I'm looking forward to going to Norfolk and just seeing a little bit. And it's a nice hour drive, a 2-hour drive for me.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more for me.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking forward to a drive up there. And I'm hoping to get some friends and stuff like that, trying to because there's most of my from American friends. To see if they can come up for that particular game or something. Yeah. But I don't know whether they're going to be coming over. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game.
That should be cool.
Well, anyway, this has been a great episode. Another Big Brother. I can't do the voice anymore. My voice is gone. But yeah, another great episode. And in the Big Brother day room. And
transfer room, yeah.
Transfer room. And the Big Brother transfer room. And like I said, definitely looking forward to it. I don't know, in terms of like, what was your moment of the season? I mean, if you had to say like this was the absolute moment for you of the season, or you have 2 moments. If you had 2 moments of last season, that these were the best 2 moments of the season, what would they be for you? I think I know what they are. I think they might be the same as mine, but
probably similar. I guess the best moment, I guess. Well, even though we lost, it will be the Champions League final.
Okay.
Because, I know that might shock you. Simply because it's nearly 30 years since we last went to a European final. Although I didn't go to the last one. I was only 4 years old.
35 years.
35 years, really. Yeah. And it was a good experience. The whole build-up, the whole 2 days of it was fantastic. We lost it, of course, but I'm sure we'll be in Istanbul doing the same thing again this coming season. And I guess the second moment, that's a tricky one because I haven't been. Although we finished fourth and a hooray and everything like that, and got to the Champions League final, I know we didn't actually. There's nothing to take home and put on the mantelpiece, you know what I mean? So I guess the second one will probably always be for me, I guess, seeing us twat Chelsea and do it at home at Wembley. That was brilliant. Sonny's goal to catch it all off for me.
Okay. So I'm going to go. I am. So I'm going to pick 2, and it was. And they're both very contrasting, and they both do the Champions League, funnily enough. And Ajax game, quite unsurprisingly, the Ajax game. But the first one actually was, honestly, when Christian Eriksen did that suicidal pass something,
Yeah.
I turned to Kevin, the teenager. Oh, we should never have those things. And then suddenly, honestly, and I just from despair to joy.
Yeah.
On the basis of a bit of VAR, I just, that has to be the number one. That has to be absolutely number one, because just of what I was feeling. Because like the thing is, like, what the hell was it? It's like, it's the fact that we Spurs it up. Do you know what I mean? We
would say that word. I just waiting for you. I was supposed to have used Spursy in a while. Actually, I mean, blimey, I knew it was coming at some point. But yeah. but then I think definitely the Lucas Moura winner, because obviously I don't remember. I remember, like I said, Barry's face. I mean, and I think the Champions League final, because like I don't know. Clearly, you obviously listened to me be on the Spurs podcast a few weeks ago. You listened to that pod, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very non-committal. So he's just basically lying and says, no, you listened to it. Yes or no?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So yes or no? Did you threaten to listen to that podcast? No. Yes or no? Did you yes or no? Did you listen to that podcast? No.
I can't confirm or deny.
So yeah, that's definitely no then. But anyway, I actually did say, all I said was, if someone told me 4 years ago we would be what's the word? Playing in the Champions League final, we'd be watching it, Champions League final, in the stadium, and we'd be in it, we'd be watching it, I'd be like, somebody's been doing way too much cocaine, you know? It's honestly, it's just...
other recreational drugs as well for the...
Other recreational drugs are available. This episode of Rantz is not sponsored by anyone in Colombia or Peru. But no, all the Michael Gove election campaign. But no. Basically, it's. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. 4 years on, I remember that day. We had announced the new stadiums being built. We announced Toby Alderweireld. I think we announced a few other things, you know. And I was just like, but in 4 years later, I could never imagine. I mean, I've been to America now twice in those 4 years. I have watched us with. I think the only place I saw the same game, the only place I saw the same game again was actually in Chicago, and that, although that kind of may show my neutrality, because that actually is my favourite Spurs bar, but that is. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying too loud, but I'm just saying that I've been able to watch Spurs all, you know, just incredible. You know, made so many friends as a result of that, and it's amazing. And for me, I mean, that's the reason I'm not going to a lot of the Spurs matches either. It's that I'll go to a lot of matches, and there'll be people literally, I know who they are, and they'll either be really critical, like, oh, whatever. Yeah. And I'm just like, I just think, don't be wrong, I've been to some games, I was at the thing, and I said, no, so don't worry about it, we'll I remember, I think it was Basel, I said, oh, don't worry, I know there are a couple of goals up, but we'll make it back, don't worry, just, it didn't work out, keep trying, do you know what I mean? You know, I'm perennially half full, you know, perennially my glass is half full kind of thing. Yeah. I walk around, but I'll be with someone, and I remember I was at the Huddersfield game, and some people are literally watching it with their arms crossed. Yeah. And I'm like thinking, you got to be shitting me, and I'm just like, and so no, I'm just thinking. So honestly, for me, you know, for one of the better things, although being in a stadium, nothing beats being in a stadium. I think, you know, the fact there'll be 9 games I can watch. I mean, I honestly think, you've got the big, going to the big 6, that's at least 5 games. Newcastle, Everton, that's what, 7? So that's at least 7 games are going to be on, you know, BT, Sky Sports, or Amazon. You know? Yeah. And then I think because we're on so many big games anyway, and we play a lot of, we might play Europa League sides, you know, like Wolves or who else in Europa League? Arsenal, you know, and Man United as well, and Watford, and Watford as well.
No, not Watford. They were beaten 6-0 by Man City in the final, weren't they?
Yeah, but they're pick up runners up, aren't they?
Oh, you haven't checked the rules. That rule changed about 10 years ago.
Oh, well, they're not in the Europa League now.
No, FA Cup or FA Cup runners up don't get a place if the winner is in one of the European competitions already. So they unfortunately.
Yeah, but the winner. But I'm sure Stoke City won the European, won the FA Cup a few years ago. I'm sure they won. Oh, so Watford are there? Okay, I had no idea. I assumed they automatically got into Europe. Okay.
No, unfortunately, yeah, it's unfortunate for them. That's why if you've read my post on the group, you would see that I was saying on the cup final it was either Wolves or Watford for the last place in Europe.
See,
I thought, there you go.
It was back in May. Come on,
man. I can remember a rule change from 10 years ago, so surely you should remember a post.
It wasn't 10 years ago. It wasn't 10 years ago because I'm sure Stoke City got into the FA Cup, got into the Europa League. I'm sure they did.
You sure? How much want to bet?
Yeah, I'm gonna check again before I bet on you. I got. For some reason, I was really. I don't know. Is it big? Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well. Then who knows? We may be playing Watford. I think because we played Watford in a game, didn't we, on Sky?
We did.
Yeah, we did. We played Watford in the game on Sky. I think that could have been a home and that was meant to be a home game, but they swapped it around for us.
No,
that was for. Do you know when we played them in the league last season at Vicarage Road?
Uh-huh.
They were meant to be playing their home game. They swapped it around for us.
Okay.
Because
yes.
So I'm saying that would have been a home game as well. So we definitely do play at least 10, 11 games on TV, home games. Yeah. So I don't know. I might as well just save my money and just go to I don't know 8 games, or we're going to be playing.
Well, I think one of your things next season was actually to go to a European game away from home.
Yeah, it is something I'd like to do, but I just think at the moment I'm going to a wedding in South Africa, so that's going to cost a fair bit of money. And the other thing is I don't know where the games are going to be. True. So it's all part of the fun, but I'm just saying that I don't know where they are going to be, so I might not be able to get time off. So, I mean, definitely, I'm saying if there's a game in Munich, then I definitely would like to go to Munich, because obviously we have friends. No, as in a proper European away game.
Oh, okay. I was going to say we play in Munich, don't we, in a couple of weeks?
Oh my God, is it that soon? Oh my God.
That's the, I think it's...
the Audi Cup or something?
Yeah, Audi Cup, first week of July, isn't it? Something like that. Not first week or second week of July, something like that. I can't remember the actual date now, but we play... Who do we play? Real Madrid?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so...
Oh my God, that has come around pretty quick, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So basically, this is how stupid it was. So if there wasn't a World Cup, if there was a European, they would have been played. They played the FA Cup, European Cup final, and then played the Europa League, the Nations League, sorry.
Yeah.
And then they've had a bit of time off, and then literally they've had maybe I don't know,
3 weeks.
3 weeks in June off, and they're already back in.
Yep. There is literally no more rest these days.
Bloody hell.
That's why players are now looking quite burnt out these days. And that's why people are complaining about our players getting injured early. Oh, Dele Alli's not playing as well as he did last season.
Well, yeah, he's playing a shitload more football. I mean, they're playing... That means that they are literally playing 11 months of football. Yeah.
And they're lucky if they get a month. I don't think they even get a month off. About 2-3 weeks at the most.
Yeah, because mentally, even if you're playing every single... You can't switch off, can you? Because you need... I mean, I took a 3-week break, and I'm going to have another 2 weeks, like a week somewhere else, a week here, a week there.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's 25 days, and obviously... I'm not saying... I'm not saying I'm comparing myself to football. I wish I could compare myself to a Premiership footballer. But that is a lot. That's 3 weeks. I thought they do get loads of mini breaks, I guess, and they are able to...
Not as much as our European counterparts do, where they get like a mid-season break, don't they? And they play...
I think that's harsh on the PSG. I mean, PSG do play some decent teams. But, no, jokes aside, no, that is true. Because you forget about that in Europe, actually, because in Europe, they don't play that many difficult games every single week, do they? Compared to Premier League players, they don't.
Well, and they also do get Christmas off. Well, for the most part, mid-December off.
Interesting. So anyway, this has been an extra long super edition of Rantz. There's not another episode of Rantz for God knows how long.
For another 2 or 3 years, I'll be able to just eat up our quota.
But obviously, Chris, hopefully you'll be doing... I was going to say, hopefully we'll be doing some... I actually put this comment on there, but I don't know, people, what are people interested in? Will other people want to be on Rantz? Because I certainly don't want to be doing Rantz as much as, I'm sure other people would love to give other people the opportunity if they want to do Rantz. And, like I said, this is obviously, we haven't signed anyone. We've been generally talking about football just in general. But yeah, always good to chat with my man Crisandro. And so Shubes is now back in the diary, in the no transfer room.
That's painful, dude.
Hello, transfer room. Hello, Shubes. We haven't signed anyone. Why haven't we signed anyone? Because ladies fire. And on that note, I'm on you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs. You'll take care. And good to be back.
Good to be back.